Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome out to James Moyer Sports Complex in Salem, Virginia. This is technically game 2 of the Mountain East Conference softball tournament, but one of the first ones to get started in the day, and we are ready and rolling. As right now going on here on Field 3, we have Frostburg State, the number 2 seed from the north, and then the Concord Mountain Lions, the number 3 seed from the south. And Frostburg State's out on defense first while Concord's up at the plate. I'll go through your lineups here in just a moment. We're already starting off with a couple of pitches fouled off. Leading things off for Concord, wearing number 13, is the shortstop, Kendall Morgan. So Morgan already with the count 0-2. She is facing Isabella Donaldson in the circle for Frostburg State. Next pitch from the right-hander on the 0-2, taken outside. Just before the game started, they went through the postseason awards, and Frostburg State able to come away with a couple of the big ones. Donaldson looks in, fouled back. So Morgan trying to stay alive at the plate. For Frostburg State, Player of the Year is Arden Miller, who is out in left field, and then Coach of the Year, Guy Robertson. And Frostburg State getting the number 2 seed in the north. They were preseason picked to finish 5th. And Morgan's going to line this one into the gap in right center field, rounding first, and will stop in at second with a leadoff stand-up double. And she's all smiles because she was actually stopped about a step past the bag, and then had to very quickly put her foot back just to make sure she didn't get tagged out. So Morgan will start things off for the Mountain Lions with a double into right center field. So already a runner in scoring position for Concord. Concord coming into this contest at 26-24 overall, 15-15 in the MEC. Donaldson looks in. As up next is Lacey Lewis. She'll take the first pitch for a ball. Lacey Lewis, a senior right-hander from Kearneysville, West Virginia, went to Jefferson High School, and she is somebody that you can find all throughout the Concord record books. Coming over from short to make the catch for Frostburg is Howler, and that is out number 1 on the pop out to short. So on the field defensively for Frostburg State, in the circle you have Isabella Donaldson. Behind the plate is Olivia Stetler. At first base, Julia Meager. Second base is Sammy McGee. Shortstop, who just made that last out, Sage Howler. And at third, Kylie Piccone. In left, Arden Miller. Center field, Gracie Nelson. And in right field, Laura Guilford. So with one away, still a runner at second. Up next at the plate is Christy McCord. And she's got a 2-0 count. Time is called as McGee over at second needs to adjust the laces. But Donaldson comes into today with a 2.65 ERA, a 13-3 record overall. She's making her 20th appearance of the season, her 19th start. She has gone the distance 9 times. Middle of the plate, but up too high. 3-0 count. So McCord will dig back in. That one's taken on the outside and misses off the plate. So 4 straight pitches will send McCord over to first. That'll put 2 runners on. McCord picking up her 23rd walk of the season. That leads the team. Time is called for a moment as Madison Hollis, listed as the starting pitcher for the Mountain Lions, will be coming up to the plate. There are several teams here in the Mountain East Conference that their pitchers also hit. So a lot of times their DPs will be for somebody else in the lineup. In the case of Frostburg State, the designated player is listed as Allie Myers. She is in for first base, who is Julia Meager. First pitch, fouled back. The breeze has kind of calmed down a little bit here down in Salem. Earlier when some of the rain clouds were going through, the flag was fluttering a good bit, going from right to left across the field. But right now that flag is just pretty much sitting still. Inside pitch fouled back. 0-2 count on Hollis. Hollis coming into today with a .301 batting average. 46 hits this season, 17 runs scored. She has 11 doubles, second on the team behind Lacey Lewis. Kendall Morgan picked up her 10th double of the season. That gives 3 players for Concord in double digits. The 0-2 taken outside. Concord was picked to finish 4th in the preseason polls in the South. Able to jump up into the number 3 seed. Again, with a conference record of 15-15. That one will miss outside, and that'll even out the count at 2-2. So Hollis able to start in the circle, but also has started several games, or many games, a lot more than several, has started many games over at first. That one, I don't know how that didn't hit her, but she was able to get back just a little bit. Hollis this season has started 25 games at first, 23 at pitcher, and once at designated player. 2 runners on, 1 away. Donaldson looks in and fouled back. Donaldson coming up for pitch number 17. Morgan at second, McCord at first. Popped up in the air over towards the left field side, trying to track it down right by the fence and making the catch is Howler. Shortstop with some great range, catching that one in foul territory. So 2 away now in the inning. Can Frostburg State get out of the jam after allowing Kendall Morgan with the leadoff double into the right center gap? And 2 batters later, McCord with the walk to put 2 runners on. Up next at the plate is Hannah Knighton. First pitch is a strike. Knighton, the right fielder for Concord. Knighton with 34 hits this season. That'll even out the count at 1-1. 34 hits, 19 runs scored, 7 doubles, 4 bombs, 21 runs driven in. It's also drawn 14 walks as well. Next pitch, swing and a miss, cuts right underneath that one. Good height there on that pitch from Donaldson with the spin. Knighton, the 5th batter of this inning for Concord. 2 away, 2 runners on. We are still scoreless. Fouled back. Lewis was the shortest at bat so far here in the top of the first inning, going down in just 2 pitches, while everybody else has gone at least 4, as that was pitch number 4 for Knighton. Popped up in the infield. Donaldson looking for it in the circles, trying to call everybody off. It's popped off from Meager and the glove of Donaldson and grabbed by Howler coming from short. Great backup from Sage Howler to get the final out of the inning. Concord strands 2 runners on, but unfortunately unable to bring them across. We are still scoreless. Bottom of the first coming up next.
About unlocking your potential and discovering your purpose.
It's about community and how we can better serve others.
It's about learning and doing.
It's about the journey and the road getting there.
It's about opportunities and the endless possibilities.
It's about finding where you belong, and it is here at Concord University.
It's about you, and it starts with you.
What's possible when you have the freedom to explore things that inspire you? To be a part of a community that supports and challenges you. Where can you go to find the space and time to reach your goals? Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
Bottom of the first inning, Frostburg State will be coming up to plate for the first time here in the 2026 Mountain East Conference Softball Tournament. Postseason, trying to see if they can find their way into the championship game, any of the teams here, to get that automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. Leading things off for Frostburg State, the lefty center fielder Gracie Nelson. She had an 0-1 count, fouls that one back on the slap bunt attempt. In the circle is Madison Nelson for Concord, coming into today with a 3.53 ERA, 16-8 record, making her 31st appearance, 24th start in the circle. The 0-2 will miss outside to the lefty. Hollis has thrown 160 in 2/3 innings pitched, just ahead of Reagan Hintz, 158. So the two of them really kind of being the 1-2 rotation for the Mountain Lions. Next pitch will even out the count at 2-2. Hollis with 71 strikeouts this year. Nelson will dig back in. She'll line that one right over top of third into left field. Crashing in was Christy McCord for Concord, but couldn't quite get her glove there in time. So it is a liner into left for a single, and well, both teams able to get their leadoff batters on base. But now let's see if Frostburg State is able to take advantage this time. See if they can get that timely hit. So we are still scoreless. Go through the defense for you here in just a moment for Concord. Squaring the bunt off and running, sliding into second safely is Nelson. So Piccone had put down the bat to try and go for the bunt. Looked like she just missed it. So strike one, but Nelson now in scoring position, scoring the bunt again, but pulling back. So I actually correct myself, that first pitch, thought it was a strike, but they said it was called for a ball. So I guess she had pulled back enough. So now it's a 3-0 count for Piccone, still showing bunt with Nelson in scoring position. Bunt pulling back, but taking it for the strike. So on the field defensively for Concord, Madison Hollis in the circle. Behind the plate is Kayla Schulter. First base, Blake Jamerson. Second base, Grace Dodson. At shortstop, Kendall Morgan. Third base, Christy McCord. Next pitch inside and high, taken for ball 4, and that will put 2 runners on for Frostburg State with nobody out. In left field, Alina Giles. Center field, Lacey Lewis. And right field is Hannah Knighton. On to the third batter, and that will bring up the 2026 Player of the Year, Arden Miller. Miller has had an absolutely incredible season for Frostburg State, and one of the big reasons why this team was picked to finish 5th, but ended up finishing 2nd in the division. She'll take a strike here. Miller coming into today batting .369 for the season, 52 hits, 47 runs scored, 12 doubles, 2 triples, 9 homers, 50 runs driven in. 1-1 count. That one's taken for a strike. 1-2 count. Miller this season has been mainly in left, making her 46th start in left field. She has started 3 games this year in right. That one's going to pop off the arm, but hang on just a moment. Umpire comes out and says, nope, leaned out just a little bit over the plate. Remember, the batter doesn't have to move away from the pitch as long as they are still in the box, but saying that Miller leaned out just a little too much. Out over the line, taking that one off the elbow. Yep, just a little too much of a lean. So Miller getting an opportunity to take a couple of practice swings since she took that one just above the left elbow. So 2-2 count. Right-hander will step back in. Still 2 runners on, nobody away. And now Miller will call time as it looked like Hollis wasn't quite ready. Up next behind Miller is the designated player, Allie Myers. Batting 5th is the pitcher, Isabella Donaldson. Batting 6th, shortstop, Sage Howler. The 2-2 will miss outside. Full count. Batting in the 7th spot is the catcher, Olivia Stetler. Batting 8th, right fielder, Laura Guilford. And batting 9th is second base, Sammy McGee. So full count. Miller pulls that one towards third. They will get one there, but no chance for the throw across the diamond. McCord able to just take a few steps over to third base and get the force out on Nelson coming across. So that is one away. So fielder's choice. Unassisted put out at third. We'll get Miller over to first and Piccone at second. And again, one away on Nelson. Up next is Allie Myers. Designated player in the lineup, can also come in and pitch. She'll take the first pitch outside for ball 1. Myers this season has made 41 starts at designated player. She'll pull one towards third, step on the bag. McCord fires across the diamond. This time she'll get the double play. 5-3 this time. And that will finish off the inning. So both teams able to get some runners on, but not able to come through with that timely hit. Let's take another look at this. McCord gets it off the bounce, turns, and fires to first. We'll be right back for the second inning right here on MEC TV. It is showing something, though. Top of the second inning. Welcome back, everyone, out to James Moyer Sports Complex softball tournament here in Salem, Virginia. Scott Hall live with the action here on Field 3 for you on MEC TV. Number 2 seed from the north, Frostburg State, taking on the number 3 seed from the south, Concord University. Leading things off is Alina Giles at the plate for Concord. Both teams in the first able to get some runners on, but just could not find that timely hit. And both teams making a couple of great plays defensively to get out of those jams as well. Couple of strikes taken for Giles. Giles has started every game this season. Swing and a miss, high and inside. Great spin from Donaldson. She will get her first strikeout of the game. Give her 85 this season. And the leadoff batter is sent back to the dugout. Up next at the plate, Kayla Schulter, another right-hander, and the catcher for Concord. Schulter will start off with a 1-0 count. Schulter making her 31st start of the season at catcher. She has started in some other areas as well. Swing and a miss here for a strike. Schulter's had 14 games started at designated player, 1 at second, and also 1 game started in right field. A little bit of movement around some of the pieces here for Concord. That one's taken for a strike. Bring the count to 1-2. Donaldson not wasting much time. Keeps stepping right back on the rubber, ready to go again. Swing and a miss. It'll be back-to-back strikeouts for Donaldson. It's now 2 away in the inning. In the inning. Give her 86 strikeouts for the season. Donaldson, a sophomore from Myersdale, Pennsylvania. Up next after Schulter to Reagan Hintz. First pitch for a strike. Hintz listed as the designated player, but also switch back into pitcher. So if Concord, if they have to make a change in the circle, probably end up seeing Hollis go to DP and then Hintz come into pitch. Next one fouled off high off the net on the first base side. At the James Moyer softball or sports complex, there is a nice high net that goes around from the outside edge of each dugout, helping to protect the fans in the stands. 0-2 pitch taken for a ball. So 1-2 count to Hintz. 2 away in the inning, no runners on. Popped up foul. That will bounce back off that nice high net. Was fortunate enough to call the games here last year, also right here from Field 3. So we had Jack Withrow back on Field 1 this year. Alex Biederspiel over at Field 1. Donaldson looks in, grounded right back to the circle. Donaldson with the snag, and she'll get it over to Meager at first for the final out of the inning. So this time Concord goes down 1-2-3 in order. So we'll take another quick look at this again. Donaldson with the quick glove work. Still scoreless. Frostburg State coming back up to the plate. Stay tuned for more right here on the Mountain East Digital Network.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there? At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will...
Donaldson, Howler, and Stetler due up here in the bottom of the second inning for Frostburg State. First pitch from Hollis taken outside for ball 1. Again, both of these teams allowing their pitchers to hit as well. Donaldson, who had made the last out in the circle, with a 2-0 count at the moment. Donaldson comes in leading the team in batting average this season at .373. However, not quite nearly as many at-bats as Arden Miller. 3-0 count. Donaldson with the .373 average, but in 83 at-bats. Miller with the .369 average, 141 at-bats coming into today. But Donaldson does have 31 hits this year, has scored 22 runs. Also take a strike on the inside for a 3-1 count. 5 doubles, 8 home runs, 28 runs driven in. Slugging .723 this year and an on-base percentage of .430. And that will go up just a little bit more as she takes the walk over to first. So both the first and the second leadoff runner getting on base for the Bobcats. Up next, Sage Howler, shortstop, making her 43rd start of the year at short, but has also started 2 games at designated player as well. Donaldson still over at first, not opting for a runner for her quite yet. Pitch taken outside for a strike. Howler pulls that one towards her own dugout on the third base side. Coming in hitting .342 this year, 40 hits, 31 runs scored. 7 doubles, 3 triples, tied for the team lead with Piccone. Also has 4 home runs and 29 RBI. And when taken down low, good blocking job from Schulter to keep it in front. Again, Donaldson over at first after the leadoff walk. That one just missing on the outside. 2-2 count. Home plate umpire will step out for a moment and dust off the plate. Umpires for this contest at home, we have Mike McCorkle. First base is James Wilmer, and at third base, Derek Griffin. So 2-2 count. Howler pulled over towards the third base dugout again. And that one might have actually gone into the dugout. Always got to watch yourself over there. Sun's starting to poke through some high clouds a little bit more here. Again, the flag out in left, pretty much just sitting still after we had a decent breeze earlier today after the rain went through. Ripped deep to center field. Look up and say goodbye. Sage Howler with the 2-run bomb, her 5th home run of the season, and that will put Frostburg State up 2-0 in the second. Excitement from her teammates there at home plate. Howler just absolutely rips this one. Outside pitch. You can see her lean just a little bit more to go out with it, but she absolutely barreled it up and sent it over top of Lacey Lewis's head. 2-run home run from Sage Howler. Gets our first 2 runs up on the board here in this contest. Grounder over towards second, snagged by Morgan, and she'll get it over to first to retire Stetler in one pitch. 6-3 ground out. Get the first out of the inning, so good response there from Hollis after the home run to get the grounder there in the infield to allow Morgan to handle it. After Stetler, we have the right fielder Laura Guilford stepping up next. First pitch coming inside, and that is taken for ball 1. And Howler with her 5th home run of the season. She's now on a 7-game hitting streak. Next pitch taken outside for a strike, so 1-1 count. So there to end the regular season, Howler was on an absolute tear. So a 6-game hitting streak to end the regular season. That's now up to 7. And also driven in a run in each one of those games as well. 1-2 count on Guilford. Coming into today, over those last 6 regular season games, Howler was 9 of 17 at the plate, good for a .529 batting average, driven in 8 runs. She had 2 doubles and 2 home runs during that stretch, and we are now adding to that total. 2-2 count for Guilford. Laura Guilford has not had too many opportunities up at the plate this year. This is just her 22nd at bat. She'll go with the outside pitch, roll that one over towards second, where Dodson gets it over to Jamerson at first for out number 2. So Guilford is retired. So after the 2-run home run from Howler, 2 up, 2 down. And that will bring us next to Sama McGee. Second base for Frostburg State. The right-hander steps in. She'll take the first pitch for a strike. So Hollis trying to battle back. McGee coming into today, also not as many chances up at the plate. She had 62 at-bats coming into today. 0-2 count now to her. She does have 20 hits, so batting .323. 10 runs scored, 3 doubles, and 1 home run. Hollis not wasting any time in between pitches as well. Going outside. 1-2 count. Driven through to the left side. Base hit for McGee. 21st hit of the season. So trying to see if they can maybe keep things going here. Tack on some more runs here in the bottom of the second inning, leading 2-0. And we get back around to the top of the lineup. And Gracie Nelson. Nelson, the center fielder and the lefty, is already 1 for 1 today. Tries to lay down the quick bunt, and it goes foul. Nelson, her first time up, sent a liner into left field for a base hit. Ended up getting retired at third base on an unassisted put out on a fielder's choice while Miller was up at the plate. Nelson keeps the bat back, takes it outside, ball 1, 1-1 count. Gracie Nelson coming into today hitting .342 this year. 53 hits and 53 runs scored. So actually up to 54, but this time it's a liner right to short. And Morgan makes the snag for the final out of the inning, but not before Sage Howler goes deep to center field and puts 2 runs up on the board for Frostburg State. They have the lead. Stay tuned for more. Top of the third up next.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
Davis and Elkins College continues leading the way, and we did not slow down, even during the global health crisis. We have secured private donations and grant funding to support our growing, successful, and now accelerated nursing programs. Davis and Elkins nursing graduates have repeatedly posted 100% passing rates on nursing boards and are sought after by health organizations of all sizes, specialties.
Yes, I can. Yes.
Top of the third inning, Frostburg State has the early 2-0 lead after the 2-run home run from Sage Howler, who's back out at short. Yep. For the Bobcats, swing and a miss on the first pitch for Dodson. Grace Dodson playing second base for the Mountain Lions. Coming up for the first time today. Let's see what she can do against Donaldson. So 9-1-2 due up in this inning for Concord. She'll take the next one inside for ball 1. Dodson making her 34th start of the season, has just 56 at-bats coming in, but has 11 hits, 11 runs scored, 3 doubles. She'll lift this over towards right field. Who's going to call for it? Finally crashing in from right is Guilford. Almost looked like McGee might have had a bee on it, but Guilford called her off. Fly out into right field. We'll get out number 1. We'll go back to the top of the lineup with shortstop Kendall Morgan, who in her first at-bat today picked up hit number 60 for the season and her 10th double as well. The right-hander will take a strike here. Donaldson has been able to start off her last 3 batters on a first pitch strike. Concord now in the battle back position. Inside high, Morgan holds it back. Concord last season came in as the number 4 seed in the South, and unfortunately were eliminated in 2 straight games. Morgan rips this one over towards left, had a little spin on it, but Miller's able to adjust. It's over for the catch. Good pull on it there as Miller started to come straight in and then realized she needed to make a quick turn to the right. Go make that catch. For out number 2. So Morgan is retired this time. 2 up, 2 down, and up next is the center fielder Lewis. She'll take the first pitch, 4-1. It's a 2-away, no runners on for Concord. Donaldson will roll that one to the plate. 2-0 count. Donaldson checking the wristband. That one's blasted but foul. Pulled that one way back left and landed on the other field. Good thing the other game that's in action right now is on the field that is behind us here at Field 3 and not over to the left. Lewis will take that outside and off the plate. And Lacey Lewis has had an incredible career for Concord, and she has been on an absolute tear through the end of the season as well, trying to really see if she could make sure that here in her senior season that she will have a chance to play in the MEC tournament. Swing and a miss here. Donaldson pulls some speed off. Full count. Donaldson with 2 strikeouts already today, getting Giles and Schulter to go down. So Lewis will step back in. Pulls that one just fair, and it's going to roll all the way down towards the corner. Will Miller will have to come back and rifle it in towards second, but not in time before Lewis is able to stop in with the double, her 14th of the year. So a double right down the left field line. It's a 2-out runner into scoring position for Concord. And up next is Christy McCord. And McCord will take the first pitch for a strike. McCord in her first at bat drew the 4-pitch walk. Let's take one outside here. Off the plate, 1-1 count. Christy McCord earlier got her 23rd walk of the season. This one's high and outside. 4-2. McCord playing at third base. She's another one that's kind of shuffled around a few positions for the Mountain Lions this season. That one's taken for a strike. That'll even out the count at 2-2. McCord has started 32 games this season at second, but has now started 8 games at third. Also has 4 starts at DP. Swing and a miss. Just absolutely brushing at one that was well off the plate. 3rd strikeout of the game for Donaldson, and that will end the inning and the threat. Frostburg State keeps the 2-run lead. And the Bobcats will be coming back up to the plate coming up next right here on MEC TV.
4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
Leading off for the Bobcats will be number 10, Kylie Piccone, playing at third base. Junior infielder from Harrison City, Pennsylvania. She'll take the first pitch inside for ball one. Piccone in her previous at-bat drew a 5-pitch walk and ended up getting retired at third on the front end of a 5-3 double play that ended the bottom of the first. Starts to show bunt, pulls back. That one's taken inside off the plate as well. 2-0 count. Piccone from Penn Trafford High School. And now a strike taken on the outside. So Piccone this season with the .321 average coming into today. 13 doubles leads the team. Tied for the team lead in triples with 3. She'll take a strike here. That'll even out the count at 2-2. Has 3 homers this year as well. And 33 runs driven in. And now 31 walks this year after the one back in the first. Hollis still in the circle, swing and a miss. Good spot, coming hard inside with some speed. And Hollis will pick up her first strikeout of the day. We're now 72 for the season. Madison Hollis, a senior from McMinnville, Tennessee. And that will bring Arden Miller up next to the plate. Miller chopper over to third, where that's snagged by McCord, who will get it over to first base in time. So Miller goes down in just 1 pitch on the 5-3 ground out. So 2 up, 2 down, and well, it's only taken 6 pitches to get there, and that will bring up the designated player, Allie Myers. Last time Myers was up, she grounded into the 5-3 double play. Great play from McCord over at third for Concord. First pitch inside, taken for a strike. Go back through the defensive lineup here for you for Concord. No changes so far, but Madison Hollis in the circle. Behind the plate, Kayla Schulter. First base, Blake Jamerson. Second base, Grace Dodson. Shortstop is Kendall Morgan. Third base, Christy McCord. 1-1 count. Out in left field, we have Alina Giles in left, Lacey Lewis in center, and Hannah Knighton in right. Myers batting in the 4 spot in the lineup for Frostburg State. She'll back off the plate just a little bit as she takes that one inside. Myers has had career highs across the board on offense as she's stepped up into a little bit more of a role there this year as a senior. Inside out on that one as she takes that one just about off the handle, grounder to second. And Dodson will get it over to Jamerson at first for the final out of the inning. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Concord defensively. Can they take that momentum to the plate? We'll find out. It's coming up next right here on the Mountain East Digital Network.
What's possible when you have the freedom to explore things that inspire you? To be a part of a community that supports and challenges you. Where can you go to find the space and time to reach your goals? Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
Pitcher Madison Hollis will be the first to step up here in the top of the fourth. Concord trying to see if they can take the momentum from the 1-2-3 inning defensively and bring it to offense. And, well, almost. Hollis pulls that one just a little too far to the left. That definitely had the distance for a solo home run, but just a little too much pull. Hollis with a career best 11 home runs this season. She only had 4 combined in her first 2 years. Donaldson trying to stay away that time, and that'll even out the count at 1-1. But Hollis, despite her time in the circle, has had some extremely clutch hits at the plate this year as well for the Mountain Lions. She'll put that one over towards first. Soft floater, and it's grabbed by Julia Mager just on the foul side of the bag for out number 1. That will bring up Hannah Knighton. And just a little soft floater. Couldn't get enough spin on that one going away from Meager so that she couldn't make the catch. But Hannah Knighton, the right fielder, will come up to the plate, and she'll take the first pitch inside for a strike. Hannah Knighton wearing number 3. She's another player that's kind of been all over. She's made 20 starts at catcher, making her 15th start in right, 7 starts at designated player, 3 starts at second, and 1 start at third. 1-1 count for Knighton. So she's able to play kind of just all over the place. And she is just a freshman from High Point, North Carolina, East Forsyth High School. Low and away, ball 2. Knighton, in her first appearance at the plate, popped out to end the inning in what was kind of an odd sequence of events. Check swing will get fouled into the backstop. But Knighton popped out toward the circle. Donaldson was calling for it, but so was Meager. They collided. Ball popped off their gloves, but Sage Howler coming in from short. The backup was there to be able to make the catch off the ricochet. Ripped foul. Make her head coach over there in the third base box wonder just a little bit. And let's take a look at that again. You know that Donaldson and Meager had to be so happy that Howler was right there. Stepping back in and taking that one just off the plate for a full count. Knighton in the doubleheader finale at Davis and Elkins back on May 1st was 5 of 10 combined between the 2 games. Popped up in the infield. Meager calling for it on the first base line, just a little bit to the right side again. And she'll make another catch. So Meager making a couple of defensive plays here on the pop-outs to retire the first 2 batters. But now let's see if Alina Giles can make the adjustment on Donaldson. Giles went down last time on the first strikeout of the game for Donaldson. She's got 3. Now we'll go back foul. Giles, a senior who started the first 38 games of the season in center and then moved to left. So her last 13 starts, including today, have been in left field. Donaldson inside and low. That'll even out the count at 1-1. So again, Giles, who had been in center, moved to left. Once Lacey Lewis, who started the first 38 games of the year at short, moved out to center. I know that can be a lot of movement and a lot of confusion for some of you folks listening back. But sometimes coaches, you know, they've got moving pieces. They want to find out what works here and what works there. And you got to find those right pieces once you're getting toward the end of the season and getting into conference play. Sent out towards right field. And there to make the catch is Guilford for the final out of the inning. So Concord ends up going down 1-2-3. Frostburg State still with the 2-0 lead. Bottom of the fourth coming up next right here on MEC TV.
Unlocking your potential and discovering your purpose.
It's about community and how we can better serve others.
It's about learning and doing.
It's about the journey and the road getting there.
It's about opportunities and the endless possibilities.
It's about finding where you belong, and it is here at Concord University.
It's about you, and it starts with you.
What's possible when you have the freedom to explore things that inspire you? To be a part of a community that supports and challenges you. Where can you go to find the space and time to reach your goals? Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
Pitcher Isabella Donaldson will lead off the bottom of the fourth inning for Frostburg State, currently with the 2-0 lead, thanks in part to the Sage Howler two-run bomb back in the second. In fact, Howler is standing in the on-deck circle, waiting for her second opportunity up at the plate. So Hollis still in the circle for Concord. Delivers inside. Donaldson in her first plate appearance drew a walk and then was able to trot home on the two-run home run. So 2-0 count for the opposing pitcher at the plate. Hollis delivers, grounded right back to the circle, an easy one for Hollis to handle, and she will get it over to Jamerson at first. 4-1 away. Sage Howler stepping up next. Grounder right back to the circle. You know, the pitchers have such very minuscule reaction time when they're in the circle when one comes back to them, so they're probably quite happy when it's a nice slow roller, an easy bouncer, or that soft pop-up that they can have time to gather themselves and be able to make the play. So Holler will dig in. Let's see how Hollis pitches to her this time. And that's going to be ripped foul down the right field side over towards the cages. Cages where the teams were getting warmed up before these two games. And don't forget, still so much more going on here this weekend. Of course, we've got a game going on over on Field 1. Try and give you an update here in just a moment. And that one's going to be sent over towards the back part of the infield, and laying out for it and making the catch is Morgan. That one had almost enough pull, but Morgan able to get back. Maybe a little tough landing on the knees. She stands up with a smile on her face, but hey, it retires Howler. Takes her off the bag. Over on Field 1, Charleston and Davis and Elkins, we are currently scoreless. So Stetler will step up next to the plate with 2 away, no runners on. Hollis looks in. That one's lined towards center field, but it's going to drop in for a base hit. It's a little too far of a run for Lewis to make. So a single into center field gets a 2-out runner on board for Frostburg State, trying to see if they can add some insurance runs. So Stetler picking up her first hit of the day. Her last time up, she had grounded out to Morgan at short. Pulled foul is Guilford. Guilford in her first plate appearance grounded out over to Dodson at second. So an 0-1 count for Guilford. So Hollis looks back in, again trying to respond with a 2-out runner on base and get Concord out of the inning. Line foul, Right field side again. So Guilford now 0-2 count. So coming up next here on Field 3, of course, after the conclusion of this contest, we will have the number 2 seed from the South, Glenville State, taking on the number 3 seed from the North, West Liberty. So University of Charleston over on Field 1 takes a 2-0 lead. So both games right now 2-0. So Emma Smith with a 2-run single to drive in a couple of runs for Charleston. Again, over on Field 1. And here on Field 3, 2-0 is your score as well. The bottom of the 4th inning, Frostburg State at the plate. Guilford with the 1-2 count. Hollis delivers inside, pulled over towards left field on the run, but it's going to drop in fair for another base hit. That one getting just in front of Giles. So a single in to left. 2 runners on, so Bobcats trying to put together a 2-out rally here. Try and add some more runs onto the board. All these teams here in the MEC tournament have the ability to score runs in bunches. After Guilford, now to McGee, batting in the 9 spot. Outside from Hollis, misses off the plate for ball 1. McGee in her first plate appearance had a single through the left side, so she is 1 for 1 so far today. Stetler at second, Guilford at first. Hollis will come inside now, taken for a strike. Hollis has not been afraid to really mix up sides of the plate to both sides, whether right-hander or left-hander. She hasn't been just sticking with one side, which is good. Able to mix things up, mix up speeds a little bit as well. Hollis will come back inside, but missing high. 2-1 count. If McGee is able to reach base safely, we'll go back to the top of the lineup with Gracie Nelson. Hollis inside, popped up in the infield. Dodson calls for it, coming in from second, and she'll make the catch for the final out of the inning. Frostburg State threatens a little bit there in the bottom of the 4th, but Concord able to get out of the jam. They still trail 2-0. Can the Bats get it going for the Mountain Lions? It's coming up next right here on MEC TV.
Tomorrow's innovators, teachers, caregivers, researchers, leaders, and creators all have one thing in common. They started out just like you. At West Liberty University, you are the focus. This is a place where you will gain the skills, knowledge, and confidence to change your life and the world around you. It all starts here, with you. Visit westliberty.edu to start your journey. It's all here at West Liberty University.
Glenville State University offers cutting-edge programs, small class sizes, and dedicated faculty providing students with a personalized experience focused on their success. With the lowest tuition in the Mountain State, every student has the opportunity to achieve their goals. At Glenville State University, you'll find a community that supports, challenges, and inspires you every step of the way. From hands-on learning in state-of-the-art facilities to internships that connect you with real-world opportunities, we prepare you for the challenges and triumphs of tomorrow. Pioneer your future at Glenville State University.
Top of the 5th inning, Concord trailing 2-0 as they come up next to the plate. Trying to see if they can get the Bats going. They have 2 hits so far from Morgan and Lewis. Due up in this inning, Schulter, Hintz, and Dodson. 7, 8, 9 for the Mountain Lions. Schulter, her first time up, went down as strikeout victim number 2 for Donaldson. Donaldson will start off high for ball 1. Frostburg State defense, no changes yet there, so Donaldson still in the circle. Stetler behind the plate, Meager at first. Second base, Sammy McGee. Shortstop, Sage Howler. Third base, Kylie Piccone. Left field, Arden Miller. Center field, Gracie Nelson. And right field, Laura Guilford. Swing and a miss for strike 1. The last time these two teams met, Frostburg took the doubleheader, winning 4-3 in game 1 and 6-3 in game 2. Swing and a miss. Donaldson going low that time. Gets Schulter to chase after it. Day 1 here of the MEC softball tournament. All 8 teams here hoping for that chance to battle their way into the conference championship game. See if they can win that title and get that automatic bid into the Division II NCAA tournament. Concord was last in the title game in 2019. Pop back foul. Schulter able to foul off a couple to stay alive at the plate. Pitch number 6 of the at-bat coming up next. Concord, one of the founding members of the Mountain East Conference, getting started in the fall of 2013. So the 13-14 season really getting things going for the MEC. Next pitch taken outside for a 2-2 count. And last time Concord was in the championship game, 2019, they ended up losing to West Liberty for the title. Pulled through the 5-6 hole into left field for a base hit. Schulter gets her first hit of the contest, third hit of the game for Concord, and that will get a leadoff runner on base for the Mountain Lions. Schulter picking up hit number 32 this season. So single into left. Schulter at first, and up next is Reagan Hintz, and kind of wants a moment to go over and talk with her head coach over on the third base side. Just kind of make sure that they are on the same page. As Alyssa Tassler in her 11th season, but her first season back with Concord. She is actually in her second tenure, if you want to call it that, with Concord. She previously had coached the team from 2012 through 21, then was the head coach at Radford for a few seasons. Hintz lifts one over towards right field. Running up and making the catch is Guilford for out number 1. So 1 away in the inning. Again, head coach Alyssa Tassler coached at Radford for 3 seasons, from 22 through 24, and in her first season back at Concord. Popped up in the infield, going back, and it's going to make its way back into the net. Up next at the plate is Grace Dodson, batting in the 9 spot. That ball had just enough spin to get back into the net and allow Dodson another opportunity at the plate. She is currently 0 for 1 today. Dodson, her first time out, flew out into right field. And she'll pop another one back into the net. 0-2 count. So 1 away, runner at first. Concord trying to fight back here as we're starting to get into the later innings. Top of the 5th. Currently trailing 2-0. Lifted up high over towards left. Miller takes a couple steps in, then a couple steps back, and makes the catch. So Dodson has now gone down on a fly out to right and a fly out to left. 2 away in the inning. Schulter still at first. And we'll go back to the top of the lineup with Kendall Morgan. Morgan 1 for 2 today. Had the double to start things off right at the top of the first inning, as she was the very first batter to come up. Had the double in right center field. And her last time up, she lined out to Miller in left. Time is called for a moment. And a quick meeting in the circle from assistant coach Chanel Stott for Frostburg State. Head coach Guy Robertson, in his first season at the helm, was voted MEC Coach of the Year. Again, Frostburg State was picked in the preseason to finish 5th in the North. which for those of you who are not quite familiar with the Mountain East Conference, 5th place in the North is last place, but instead they ended up finishing second. A 34-14 overall record and 17-11 in conference play. Now, they did not qualify for the MEC tournament last season, but after joining the MEC in the 1920 season, and of course their very first year where they get to play in the Mountain East Conference, COVID happened, and so they didn't even get to conference play that year. But they made the tournament 21, 22, 23, and 24. But again, did not qualify last year. And Guy Robertson, an excellent job in his first season at the helm for the Bobcats. Now after the timeout, Morgan will step in, and she'll take the first pitch outside for ball 1. Probably just a quick meeting there to try and make sure of what they want to do with Morgan. She has made solid contact both times up at the plate. Donaldson will call for time. Donaldson now after the quick break looks back in, taken low. 2-0 count. Still over at first is Schulter. Outside. Off the plate, 3-0 count. Are they going to walk Morgan? This is going to be kind of the intentional walk where you give her 4 pitches that don't look like you're directly trying to walk her, and well, that's what happens. But none of them are anything that Morgan could attempt to swing at. So now 2 runners on base. We've got Schulter now moving to second, and Morgan at first. And that will bring up next to the plate Lacey Lewis. Allie Myers is warming up in the bullpen for Frostburg State. First pitch to Lewis, taken inside for a strike. Now Lewis, whose older sister is also found throughout the record books for Concord. Lewis, the senior, will step back in. Next one high and away. She is currently 1 for 2 at the plate. Her first time up, she popped out over to short. Then her second plate appearance had a double down the left field line in the third. Donaldson goes outside and just misses off the plate. So again, Allie Myers warming up over in the bullpen for Frostburg State, listed as a designated player in the lineup. And again, I can guarantee you that neither one of these will come out of the offensive lineup as well if they decide to make a change in the circle. Ball 3. Donaldson will probably just go right to the DP, and Myers will go to the circle. But we'll wait and see if that happens, if Donaldson can get out of the jam here. 2 away, 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. Lifted up high towards left field. It's not going to be enough. Miller chasing it right by the line will make the catch for the final out. So Concord again able to get a couple runners on base, but they can't quite take advantage of it. Trail 2-0. Frostburg State coming back up for the bottom of the 5th. Stay tuned for more right here on MEC TV.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there? At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Back to the top of the lineup for Frostburg State as they come up to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Gracie Nelson, Kylie Piccone, and Arden Miller. Due up for the Bobcats. They still have the 2-0 lead. The two-run home run from Sage Howler back in the second inning. Also just a quick look over at Field 1. Charleston still with the 2-0 lead on Davis and Elkins. That game in the fourth. Nelson will take the first pitch outside for ball one. So far today for Nelson, she had a single into left field, ended up getting retired at third base on a fielder's choice. And the next time up, lined out over to Morgan at short. Nelson will take a strike. 1-1 count. Nelson slapper, she can also swing away. So a couple of times she has shown the slapper motion, but has kept the bat back. Also maybe with the quick bunt. But she has also shown the ability to just swing it. Takes the steps and watches that one go low and away, ball two. Over on Field 1, Davis and Elkins, they've been able to come up with 6 hits, but just not able to find that timely hit against Addison Mass. And I got to see an unbelievable performance from Addison Mass last year right here at these fields. Here on Field 3, Nelson digs back in and takes another pitch outside for ball 3. Reagan Hintz also going over to the bullpen to warm up for Concord. Again, she is listed as the designated player. Nelson, that one's high, ball 4. So Nelson will reach base safely for the second time today and get a leadoff runner with speed on base for Frostburg State. Gracie Nelson this season leading the team in thefts, 15 of 19 attempts coming into today. And that will bring up Kylie Piccone playing third for Frostburg State this afternoon. Hollis taking a moment, looks into her catcher, Schulter, and delivers just missing high, ball 1. Today, Piccone drew a walk. Her first plate appearance went down on the double play. Second time up went down as the first strikeout, and so far the only strikeout of the game for Hollis. Piccone will take a strike here. Kylie Piccone making her 48th start of the year at third base. Hollis taking a little time grounder right off the glove. High ricochet. Will they have a chance to get her at first? No. Errant throw. That ball is over towards the dugout. And that will allow Nelson to take third. Wise decision there from Piccone just to go ahead and stay put and get back to first. It was a hard shot off the ground. Quick time is called. It will be an infield hit as it just looked like they really weren't a good job of trying to get it there from Dodson, but unfortunately with the throw getting away, Piccone was already there, but with the throw out over towards the dugout, that allowed Nelson to take third. So an infield single again, just a rough bounce off of Hollis in the circle again. You know, those pitchers being not so far away from home plate, they really don't have much of a reaction time when that ball's coming just careening right back at them. So now runners in the corners for Frostburg State. And up at the plate, the 2026 Player of the Year, Arden Miller, who's currently 0 for 2. She'll take the first one inside for a strike. And Miller, she stands pretty close to the plate in that right-handed batter's box. Probably gets about as close as she can possibly get. And now she'll back it off just a little bit more after Hollis came hard and inside for the strike. Squares to bunt, drops it down, squeeze play attempt, and Hollis will check over towards third. Nelson will dive back in safely. So Miller is safe at first on the sac bunt attempt. But now the bases are loaded. Hollis could have had the opportunity, as we look at it here, to get Miller at first, but I think wanting to make sure to keep that potential third run from coming in, She instead goes back to third, but not in time. Nelson dives back in safely. So again, bases are loaded. Nelson at third, Piccone at second, Miller at first, and Allie Myers stepping up next to the plate. Myers, 10 doubles and 6 home runs this year. Swings at the first, soft floater that will drop into left field for a base hit, and everyone will move up the next 60 feet. Nelson scores from third, RBI single for Myers. Piccone now at third, Miller at second, and Myers at first. Good job by Myers just to be able to get her hands through on that one. Try and get a shot at it. So the single into left field and the RBI. Myers picking up RBI number 34 this season, and that will bring up Donaldson to the plate, and the bases are still loaded with nobody out. Can Hollis and the Concord defense get out of the jam? 3-0 is your score. Donaldson will take the first pitch for a strike. Donaldson also looking for her first hit of the day. She did draw a walk back in the second inning and came in on that home run from Howler. Second time up, grounded out back to the circle. Next pitch popped up in the air, almost the same place as Myers, but on the run and making the grab is Giles. Giles with a little bit more adjustment that time. I think she started off in the beginning just a few steps closer than she did when Myers was up. And that was in almost about the exact same spot as where Myers dropped in her base hit. So that is the first out of the inning, but more importantly for Concord, it also keeps everybody where they are. Piccone has to stay at third, Miller at second, and Myers at first. And of course, that will bring up the home run hitter, Sage Howler. First pitch. Oh my goodness. How about deja vu all over again? That's going to drop in just about the same spot again. But this one, it's like Myers. It'll bring in a run. So another single into left field and an RBI as this time Piccone scores. Miller moves over to third. Myers to second. And Howler with her third RBI of the day. And we will have time called as there will be a pitching change in the circle for Concord, as coming in will be number 1, Reagan Hintz. We'll step aside for a quick timeout, and when we come back, can Concord get out of the jam? 4-0 is your score.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. From unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world, to hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Pitching change for the Mountain Lions. Reagan Hintz, who was the designated player, will now come into the circle for Madison Hollis, who things were unfortunately just starting to get away from her a little bit here in the bottom of the 5th inning as Frostburg State has added 2 more runs. The bases are still loaded. And the first batter that Hintz will face is Olivia Stetler, who has 1 hit so far today. Let's see if something different might happen on this one, as the last 3 batters all sent a soft floater into shallow left center field. Hintz, the first pitch goes way outside for ball 1. Reagan Hintz, a sophomore right-hander from Melfa, Virginia. That is on the Eastern Shore. Went to Nandua High School. Hope I pronounced that one correctly. Hintz delivers high and fouled way back. 1-1 count. Hintz coming into today as a 2.97 ERA, a 9-14 record, making her 29th appearance in the circle. She has gone the distance 18 times, 158 innings pitched, has 148 strikeouts as well. Next pitch is back outside, but just misses off the plate. Again, Stetler at the plate with a 2-1 count. Bases are loaded. Try and go through a recap here for you in just a moment. Stetler starts to swing, but holds it, but ends up taking it inside for a strike. So Nelson led off the inning with a walk. Piccone came up next with an infield single that Myers was able to advance to third on a bad throw. But then Miller with the sac bunt attempt, that loaded the bases. Ripped into left field, hardliner, and caught. Giles is there. She'll fire back to McCord at third, but Miller, good freeze, able to see that liner and get back to the bag in time before she can be doubled up. Boy, Giles is getting a lot of work over there in left field here in this inning. So anyway, bases were loaded after the sac bunt attempt from Miller. Everyone was safe. Then Myers came up with a single that dropped into shallow left center field for an RBI. That scored Nelson. Then Donaldson flew out into shallow left center field. That one was caught by Giles. And then Howler came up, went to the same spot. This one's going to drop over into shallow center field. One run comes in to score. Miller comes in and winding around as well to add on another one is Myers. My brain just kind of froze there for a moment. So a 2 RBI single adds 2 more runs. Guilford with a good shot there into shallow center field. And hey, those runners thought 2 outs, 2 bases. They were going for it. 6-0 is your score. First pitch to McGee, taken for a strike. Hintz delivers, popped up in the infield. Hintz will chase it and make the catch, and a good job both from Hintz and McGee to kind of freeze in the line. They still collide, but not quite that hard. But Frostburg State adds 4 more runs in the bottom of the 5th. They have a 6-0 lead. Can the Mountain Lions get the bats going? Stay tuned to find out. It's coming up next here on MEC TV.
For over 4 decades, the health plan has been rooted in your community and the state of West Virginia. A steady part of your family and your business. We're here for you with health services designed to manage and improve your well-being. The health plan is powered by a team of dedicated healthcare professionals and trusted local partners. Because your health deserves more than just coverage. It deserves commitment. The health plan. Here for you.
Davis and Elkins College continues leading the way, and we did not slow down, even during the global health crisis. We have secured private donations and grant funding to support our growing, successful, and now accelerated nursing programs. Davis and Elkins nursing graduates have repeatedly posted 100% passing rates on nursing boards and are sought after by health organizations of all sizes, specialties, and locations. They need nurses, and we train the best.
6-0 is your score as we enter the 6th inning. Frostburg State going off for 4 runs. They're in the bottom of the 5th to balloon the lead out just a little bit more. Christy McCord will lead things off for Concord at the plate. Let's see if the lefty can get something going for the Mountain Lions. Donaldson still in the circle. She'll go after the next pitch. Popped over to the left side and cutting across from her third base position is Piccone to make the catch. So 1 away in the inning now. Up next is Madison Hollis, who moved from pitcher to first after she was taken out of the circle for Reagan Hintz. First pitch from Donaldson will miss outside for ball 1. quick look over at the other field. Still 2-0 Charleston on top that game in the bottom of the 5th inning. Rip deep to left field, trying to chase it back, leaping up and making the catch is Miller. Doesn't rob a home run. That probably would have hit right off the top of the fence for an extra base hit, but Miller leaving her feet just a little bit to make sure that she can make this grab. Let's take a look at this again. Good, solid shot from Hollis. A quick leap, and of course with that breakaway fencing back there, those outfielders always trying to make sure of about where they are. No warning track out there, so nothing to really be able to tell that you are just about to hit the fence. So she wanted to make that jump, make sure that she had the ball in her glove. So 2 away in the inning. 2 up, 2 down. Hannah Knighton at the plate, the right fielder for Concord. She's still looking for her first hit of the afternoon. She has an 0-2 count. Knighton, her last time up, popped out over to first base in foul territory. It was caught by Julia Meager, still over there at first. Pulled back foul. Still an 0-2 count. So no defensive changes for Frostburg State. Still Donaldson in the circle, Stetler behind the plate, first base Meager, second base McGee, shortstop Haller, third base Piccone, Miller in left, Nelson in center, and Guilford in right. And watching that one go by, Donaldson will pick up another strikeout. Knighton, I think she thought that one was going low and away, and unfortunately for her, that will end the inning on the strikeout looking. On to the bottom of the 6th. Bobcats coming back up to the plate. Can they add some more runs? It's coming up next right here on MEC TV.
What's possible when you have the freedom to explore things that inspire you? To be a part of a community that supports and challenges you. Where can you go to find the space and time to reach your goals? Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
Welcome back out to James Moyer Sports Complex, everyone, here in Salem, Virginia for the 2026 Mountain East Conference Softball Tournament. Scott Hall live with the action here for you on Field 3. Excuse me, Alex Wiederspiel over on Field 1 as he currently has UC Charleston Golden Eagles taking on Davis and Elkins, the Senators. And excuse me, Charleston has gotten their lead out to 5-0. Number 1 seed from their side. And we are back to the top of the lineup for Frostburg State and Gracie Nelson, who will foul off the first pitch. The Bobcats went through all 9 batters in the bottom of the 5th on the way to scoring 4 runs. Hintz in the circle. Take some speed off, and that is taken for ball 1. For Nelson, that's probably a good thing that that pitch was going low, because with the speed taken off and she was going through the slapper motion, was already outside the box by the time that ball really came across. Defense starting to creep in a little bit for Concord. Nelson will push that one through the 5-6 hole into left field for another hit. 10th hit of the contest for Frostburg State. And Nelson is on base yet again, scoring in that in the last inning for Frostburg State. Nelson, Piccone, Miller, and Myers all crossed. And Piccone is up next. First pitch from Hintz, taken outside for ball 1. Reagan Hintz, a two-time pitcher of the week in the MEC this year, winning the award back on February 23rd and March 16th. Frostburg State able to nab quite a few Player of the Week awards. Next one taken for a strike, 1-1 count. Arden Miller was a two-time Player of the Week, March 2nd and April 20th. Bree Rousseau, March 9th. Gracie Nelson took the award home on March 23rd, and Olivia Stetler on April 6th. Bunt pushed over towards third. Coming up and running for it is McCord, but who is there at third is sliding in safely is Nelson. Hintz went over to try and cover. Great heads-up base running from Nelson, as well as head coach Guy Robertson over on third. Seeing that McCord was coming crashing in hard to go after the bunt, Hintz tried to hustle over there. And Hollis threw back. Look at this fire back over, but can't quite get the speedy Nelson. It's a good job by Hintz to get over and cover. But Nelson with the speed, so runners in the corners again. A bunt single from Piccone. Seriously, where is Yogi Berra? Deja vu all over again. First two batters, and we are runners in the corners for Frostburg State. The only change is Hintz is in the circle and Hollis is at first. Making sure to check the runners. Schulter coming out slowly with the ball from behind home plate. Miller taking the first pitch for a strike. Again, Arden Miller, the 2026 Player of the Year, as well as first team All-MEC. Ripped foul. Pulled down the left field side. So go back through the defense here for you for Concord. So Reagan Hintz in the circle. Kayla Schulter behind the plate. Madison Hollis now at first. Grace Dodson at second. Kendall Morgan at short. Christy McCord at third. Alina Giles in left. Lacey Lewis in center. And Hannah Knighton in right. Poor Giles got quite a workout in the fifth inning. Miller takes the 0-2 high. Also first team all-conference from Frostburg State, Isabella Donaldson getting the nod at first base. Olivia Stetler behind the plate. All-conference second team, Allie Myers, Gracie Nelson, and Donaldson as pitcher. Swing, and is she able to get just enough of it? And the home plate umpire says yes, she did, and Miller will give him a little fist bump there. That was a big hack from Miller. Quick time is called as Schulter will step out to the circle to talk to Hintz. So runners are still in the corners. No changes there. Nobody out in the inning. The run rule is in effect. I know that's something that Concord fans definitely don't want to hear about, but if Frostburg is able to add a couple more runs here in the bottom of the sixth, they would be able to close out the game. Miller's going to send this one over towards left center field. Giles up on the run, tagging up and coming home to score. She in safely as Nelson, and she is. Piccone will take advantage of the throw coming home and advance to second. So Arden Miller with a sacrifice fly into left center field. Giles again getting her steps in out there. Having a sprint for that one and making the catch. Good job to get her body turned as well, because she was going away from where she needed to be able to throw it and get it back toward the plate to even give Schulter an opportunity. But Nelson will score. Piccone at second, and one away. And up next at the plate is Allie Myers. And she will take the first pitch inside for ball one. So again, your score is 7-0. The possible game ender is standing in scoring position at second. Myers pushes this one right field side and off the net. All three players chasing after it. And Hollis, Dodson, and Knighton don't want to give Myers another opportunity at the plate. Hintz has the nod, looks into her catcher. Swing and a miss. 2 strikes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes for Myers. Myers, since the 4th game of the season, she has kept that batting average above 300. Can she rip one here? That one's taken high and outside, or can Hintz get out of the jam and give Concord an opportunity to come up in the 7th? Infield all playing deep except for Hollis at first, who's a couple steps in front. That one's going to creep its way into center field. Lewis comes up firing back into the infield. Hollis lets that one go to home plate, and Myers will take advantage of the throw, so it's a single to center, but she'll advance to second, and Piccone will stop at third. So now 2 runners in scoring position. But the one that really matters to Concord is standing 60 feet away from home plate, and that is Piccone at third. Now Donaldson will come up to the plate. First team all-conference at first base, second team all-conference pitcher. Shows the versatility that a lot of these players have in the league. First pitch taken inside for a ball. For Concord, they didn't get any players on the first team, as Hintz delivers a strike here, but they got a couple on the second team. Kendall Morgan and Lacey Lewis. Second team all conference, and we actually have an ender already over on field 1. Kayla Moran has ended that one with a home run in the 6th, and could this one end here? That one's all the way back to the bottom of the fence, and this game will come to a close as Piccone comes home to score. That is the 8th run. And coming home as well was Myers, but Piccone's run is probably the only one that will count on that. So we have 2 game enders almost simultaneously. We've got Moran over on field 1 with a home run for UC. And then over here, we get Donaldson with a double off the fence in left that scores Piccone from third. So we get 2 game enders early in the 6th. Well, the next games are scheduled to start at 5 p.m. Well, they said we'd like to start on time, and well, both these games look like they're going to give that an opportunity. So my goodness, 8-0 is your score. As Frostburg State, the number 2 seed from the north, will advance into the winner's side of the bracket, and Concord will unfortunately have to try and do it the hard way. But hey, University of Charleston won the championship last year, doing it the hard way. So a couple people I'd like to thank for the broadcast. First, over to my right, handling stats and also giving me a couple of notes here and there is RJ Licey. And my producer over to my left, Robbie Mounts. Also like to thank our camera people all across the field. Great work from MEC TV. So with that, I'd like to say once again, your final score, Game 2 on Field 3. Frostburg State gets the win in the bottom of the 6th on the game ender from Isabella Donaldson, 8-0 over top of Concord. We'll be back here at Field 3 as our next game will be Glenville State versus West Liberty.